Welcome to the WBBL Trophy Final preview ahead of the London Lions and the Nottingham Wildcats on Sunday, 3 o'clock from the University of Worcester Arena. Now joined by one of the Lions players, their Austrian forward, Valentina Klocker. Valentina, first of all, obviously it's your first season with the club and maybe people don't know as much about you. So just talk a little bit about your journey and how you ended up with the Lions this season.
It's actually a really fantastic story. So I was playing in America and then playing college. COVID hit. Everything was kind of chaos. I didn't know if I was going to go back, if I was going to finish my college degree everywhere because the school I was going to was kind of like, they had problems with money because I was at a private school and stuff like that. So it kind of didn't look good for me. So over the season, over the summer, I was in the national team and one of my best friends plays for Seven Oaks. And she was like, let's see if London or in general, the league can help you out and find something. So we literally texted this summer everywhere around, texted coaches and everything. And then I popped up with Mark and he was just an awesome person helping me out. Was like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Let me know. I'll check everything out. So that's what happened. So that's how I came to the London Lions.
And how are you finding a new team? Obviously, the results have gone well this year. But I think the thing that jumps out is obviously it looks like everyone's really gelled together. So just talk about that experience and how much you're enjoying being with this group.
Actually, I love this group because all of us are just kind of like a family, which you wouldn't expect because all of us are kind of new. None of us played together before. I mean, some of us knew each other from like hearsay in general playing against each other, but not like as a team. So now it's just an awesome experience. We all live together. So we spend literally everything like time together after practice, before practice. And it's just good because we love each other and it doesn't matter like off court and on court. It's just this understanding and this respect to each other, which I have played in multiple teams and you haven't seen this kind of like professionality everywhere. So it's just awesome to play with them. I love them. They're my friends. They're my family. So COVID is also like making us closer because we have to be with each other. There's no way out. But so yeah, I love playing with that team. They're just really good people.
And obviously, you've had some success against Nottingham before
Yeah.
this season. What were your kind of individual takeaways from those two games that you're reflecting on and building into the final?
Well, we all like kind of decided, and our mindset is we can't just say, okay, we won twice. We're gonna win anyways. So we have to respect them. All of us have to play their best. Even though we played them twice and won, that doesn't mean anything. It's a completely different mindset, game, environment. It's a 0-0 game. You need to play as much and as hard as possible. So all for us individually, we set our goals. We had like the little group chat. So everybody in practice now has their own goals, what they're supposed to do. So for me, for example, box out, rebound, and everybody has their own little things they're focusing on this week, especially for the final. And it's just we have accountability partners as well. So if somebody messes up now in practice or doesn't do what they're supposed to do, their accountability partner comes up to them and says like, okay, remember this is what you're supposed to do and everything like that. So we basically really like supporting each other in a way that is helping us out to prepare for the final. So we're all like ready to go and we're just ready to have our last practice today and then see what happens, I guess.
I mean, talking about rebounding, it's obviously the first time you played them, something you struggled with as a team. Obviously, Jasmine Joyner's one of the best rebounders in the league, but they've also got the likes of other bigs inside. So just talk about how much emphasis you're putting on the group of really rebounding the ball and keeping Nottingham to that one shot.
We have a lot of emphasis. Every single person of us is like pulling the bodies out there in practice, from Kennedy to Paige, from Ines to Paige. It's like everybody's trying to push each other out of that little circle, put a body on them. Because, if just one or two people box out, there's still a huge possibility that all of them can get the ball. So literally, we're all trying to do our best to box out and like really bump each other, like because Joyner is just a really good like rebounder and put back as well. So very respected of that. So we're trying as best as possible, you know, like me, Paige, and Steph, like we've been shoving each other in practice to like kind of get that feeling, okay, it's serious.
And obviously a little bit more focused on you. Obviously, the backcourt has kind of led the way, certainly on the offensive end this year. Obviously, with Shanice, Kennedy, and Cassie as a trio. And just talk about how your levels of comfort are with finding the right shot within the offense. Obviously, Kennedy does a lot of that leadership from that point of view, but everyone can kind of do a little bit of everything, it seems.
Yeah. So I feel like because we trust each other on the court, and we have Kennedy as a big, like, you know, point guard leader. Nobody gets upset of, you know, trying something or thinking in that moment, okay, this is the right shot, I'm gonna try this now. If it works, it works, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But everybody believes that you're making the right decision in the right time. So this makes me personally, like, I wouldn't say I had that before as much as now, because if Kennedy passed me a ball, I know she trusts me to make it go, or she trusts me to put that shot up. Otherwise, she wouldn't pass it to me. And that's the thing she told us all. Obviously, she's a good assist giver and finds everybody everywhere. So she told us, like, I wouldn't give you the ball if I wouldn't trust that you can make it. So that's like, you know, in our minds, like, okay, true, you know, she wouldn't do it because she's a really good reader. But also, if we get the ball, personally for me, I know where I'm good at, and I know where my strengths are. And I know, okay, this is my comfort zone. But the game on Sunday is not like a game where I'm supposed to go out of my comfort zone. You know, I know what I can do. I bring that to the table. I don't have to like try new things now because it just rattles up things, you know. So we all know what we can do and what our possibilities and what we bring to the table right now, and that's what we're working on, especially because it's not a game to like try new things. I guess it's more like, you know, getting the things we do right and good, and Kennedy helps a lot with that. Like, she's awesome. She finds us.
And what would it mean to this team to get some silverware early on in the season? Obviously, the playoffs are still a couple of months away. You're going to be in contention for the league the way it's going. Obviously, a small hiccup on Wednesday at Sevenoaks, but what would it mean just to get a trophy in early on?
First of all, it'd be amazing, undescribable feeling. You know, we're all scrambled together, if you can say. And for all of us being able to connect and get a trophy like that, it's huge. You know, we kind of talked about it and we're like, okay, what does that mean for each other? But nobody really could like put it into words because it's just undescribable. You would think, okay, you know, but the other thing too is if we would win, it doesn't mean the season stops. There's still games to play. There's still the regular season, and none of us kind of forgets about it. You know, it's a good thing and it's a good push, and like kind of puts our confidence if we would win to like say, okay, we achieved our first goal, but the second goal is still, you know, finishing the season strong and finishing as first. So that's like, you know, you just have a little prize, a little award, you know, good time, good practice, you're doing it well. And then at the end of the season, we can talk about, you know, how made it feel, how did that like help you to finish up the season well and stuff like that, basically.
Well, that's it for me. So thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck on Sunday in Worcester.
Thank you.